Hello and good morning. It's Allie from Heart and Soul Connected. I hope everybody had a wonderful Mother's Day and that your plans for the week ahead are including some time to be spiritual. I'm doing this recorded so that I can just riff for a little while about a couple of things that have been on my mind. I haven't been on a lot. I was kind of concerned that what I was doing wasn't necessarily what everybody was looking for. I feel encouraged today. I myself had my Akashic Records read by Bob Brunges, and he's a wonderful Akashic Record. Um, I guess the word is seer. He can open up and see what your past lives included. He can also look up and see what kind of lessons that you're learning in this life from those past lives, or who you may have been with, or what your path might be. And so, if anybody's interested, I can certainly just email me, and I can certainly send you along to book an appointment to talk to him on Zoom. So, I had a very interesting life that he brought up, and I wanted to talk about it a little bit. I also learned that the reason that I like doing these things that I do on YouTube are because of that particular lifetime, and have influenced me to become a person who brings a spiritual perspective to life. And so that was kind of exciting, and I was wanting to share that with you. So I'm not sure how many of you have ever heard of the Dead Sea Scrolls, but the Dead Sea Scrolls were scrolls that were found in a place called Qumran in the Middle East. They were found in 1949, and they were written by these men, a group of men that were called the Essenes, and they wanted to bring the truth about uh, Jesus and to light, and how they felt about him, because they felt that at the time of their writing, that it was a lot was being distorted. A lot of it that was maybe more metaphorical was being touted as being a true thing. So, and I'm not trying to shake anybody's faith in anything, but I think it's fascinating. And in order to be a part of this brotherhood, you pretty much dedicated yourself to that life. And the way that I found out about them was through a book by Dolores Cannon that I read back in the 90s called Jesus and the Essenes, where she channeled some of that information. And then I went in and read the Dead Sea Scrolls, and I just found out, I would say probably within the last month or so, some of the Dead Sea, there are more of them that they found. I mean, and these were in perfect condition, and they were on papyrus scrolls rolled up. And I think a boy was playing in the area, or if I remember correctly, playing in the area, lost his ball and found a cave, and then it led to this wonderful illumination of the information contained. A lot of it has been translated, but there are still parts of it, I believe, that haven't, although I haven't checked on that in recent years, so there very possibly could be. There is a whole book out about them, and it's fascinating. So, if I had that lifetime during that period of time, which I fully believe in those kinds of things, I know a lot of people don't, but I do, then I have retained the idea that I want to be a spiritual teacher through all those times, and I am working on manifesting that in most of the things that I do. I'm not always perfect, and I'm not always, able to bring a lot of joy in all situations. But I was told by the Akashic Records that I need to bring a better perspective in order to balance life for others as well, because we are living in a very divisive time. We're having a lot of people that are buying into ideas that may or may not be beneficial to their health or their wealth or their well-being. And so there has to be some kind of a balance, and I guess I'm the one that's providing it according to the records. At least I'm one of many that are providing it. I'm not the only one, of course. And it makes sense that I was called to do this because, and it originally started out with Keith going to do it, and then he had other things that he wanted to do instead, and it's okay because I'm very happy doing it by myself or with my guests, and I enjoy having guests. So I'm always looking for people with a perspective on something to talk to me about it, to get a conversation going. So I look forward to anybody that might be watching this that would like to do that to let me know. And you simply can write to heartandsoulconnected@gmail.com, one word, and return the message anytime. By the way, tomorrow, which is Tuesday at 9 a.m., I'll be having um, Medium Kim with me again, and we're going to be talking about Azrael, the angel of death, in her book, in a book of compilations by mediums called The Last Breath. And I look forward to anybody coming. She said she would be willing to do a few short readings or color readings or something like that during the show. So do come along. 9 o'clock Pacific time, which would be 11 Central, and um, noon Eastern time. So if you have a chance, come by and see us or listen to it later. That would be awesome. Um, so this energy that I've had my whole life, that I've tried desperately to figure out what I was supposed to do, is what I am exactly doing, which I knew that was the case, which is teaching. I'm teaching in a university setting or school setting, but I'm also teaching here, but I'm also uh, a humble person and am like Socrates in that I only know that I don't know anything. In other words, I like to hear from other people and continue to learn. And there's no, more than one way we can all learn and learn and grow. And certainly everybody has a different way of doing that. So anyway, it was a wonderful reading. Um, it talked. I asked some questions about my. This is my most recent lifetime was with Keith. He was my father, and it was the turn of the century, and he was a farmer, and we had a lot of lack and had to go through drought, and there was a lot of really difficult times, which would account for other things in this lifetime that I have seen in my relationship with Keith, which is great. I love it. Um, I also lived with my mother during the bubonic plague time in medieval times, which was fun. I've been a man more than I've been a woman, and that makes sense to me. And let's see. 518 lifetimes. And next time I have to come back, I do have to still go to junior high school, but hopefully it will be a better experience than it was this time. I said to Bob that I didn't want to have to go through junior high again. I say that to everybody. I've almost wanted to decide this was my last life so I wouldn't have to do that. But anyway, one of the things that we discussed also, which is very important to me, is that as a community, when we come together and we work together, we can end up putting out light and love in all directions to all people. And we only need to have 1% of the um, community, I guess is the word, in order to manifest lots and lots of good, enlightened information. And I like that. I thought you had to have probably a lot more than that, but you really don't. You can do it with 1%, according to Greg Braden's book, The Divine Matrix. So looking forward to seeing some of those things. I know when Keith and I lived in Massachusetts, we lived in a very dark area, and we ended up being extensive light workers for that area. And we saw within a period of time many changes in the people's attitudes and openness. And we felt like, as light workers, we were holding the light for that particular area. And I think we can all hold the light for all the areas in which we live. So I think it's important to remember that thinking positively, sending out light and love to those who are suffering and having a hard time, or bringing up the energy in order to evolve is something that we're able to do without any kind of special, I guess, uh, just prayer and affirmation and love, energy sent. So, so I'm going to be working on some ideas coming up. I am very happy to come in here this week and tell you about this experience. And I look forward to hearing your experiences as well. I've always believed in past lives. I've seen slivers of them in my dreams and other places. I also am a Buddhist, and I became one more because I was interested in the idea of reincarnation and karma and balance and so on. It doesn't, and Buddhism is not a religion. It is a way of life. It is a philosophy. So I certainly welcome all other uh, religious or non-religious or spiritual or whatever you ascribe to on this channel. There is no one that isn't welcome. So I wish you well. I hope you have a wonderful day. Make it a good week. And I will talk to you again tomorrow when I bring on Medium Kim. You have a good day. Bye, everybody. Blessings.